what's going on, guys? It's Ban with Retro Handhelds, or as usual, it's Ban's hands. Today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new Anbernic. It's been like 3 months since we've last seen one, and the last one was the Anbernic RG557, but that's not what we're looking at today. We're going to be looking at the Anbernic 557, though first and foremost, I just want to take a second to appreciate the big old McDonald's like red and yellow case that they gave us. Last year with the Anbernic RG556, they gave us Anbernic Gucci style case, and this year they kind of scaled back a little bit, and we've got McDonald's, something or other. Comes with a lanyard in case you're worried about carrying it around your wrist. It's hilarious. I think I like it. Let's keep moving into the thing that you're actually here for. It follows Anbernic's standard packaging style. Handheld on the front, nothing on the side. Your two colors, transparent purple and white. I've got the transparent purple, nothing on the side, and nothing on the back. What you're looking at with the Anbernic RG557 is you're getting a MediaTek Dimensity 8300, which is paired with the Mali G615 MC6 GPU. It's packing 12 gigs of RAM, LPDDR5X. You're looking at 256 gigs of storage on device, and it has a microSD card slot. USB-C to USB-A, okay. It's coming packed with a 5500 milliamp hour battery, which they say will get you like 8-ish hours. And then it's coming with Wi-Fi 6E as well as Bluetooth 5.3, which should help connectivity if you want to use this to stream. It's the classic Anbernic style manual. Comes with a screen protector. Really, that's about it. Oh, I forgot. 5.48 inch AMOLED display, 1920 by 1080. This is going to be a similar panel to the 556, obviously. I got the transparent purple, which kind of has this glossy texture to the back of it. It's not my favorite texture, but I feel like it's something you could get used to. They were really touting brand new sticks on this thing. You're looking at, they're kind of anti-magnetic, like capacitive joysticks. They're not Hall effect. They're not those Retroid style sticks, and they're not, but supposedly they're a lot better than the older sticks. I get a little bit distracted by the tiny little sticks that are on this thing. Just hold it up to the camera a little bit more so you can see. These things are absolutely tiny. Like, they move really well, but like, they're puny little sticks. They're smaller than the Retroid style ones. They're smaller than the Switch styled ones. They aren't removable, but I do believe Anbernic will be sending some joystick caps, which should hopefully help a little bit. Other than that, you're kind of looking at your standard affair of controls for an Anbernic handheld. Stick up top because it's a powerful Android device. Kind of glossy D-pad on the bottom. And it's not tactile, but it's not completely mushy. Clicky buttons for menu. Fairly stiff. Well, not too stiff. Not bad. Face buttons. Another stick. On the top, you've got L1, L2, R1, R2. They're clicky, so take a listen right here. The triggers, I wouldn't do that normally, but like that's a good way to hear them. Analog, so that's nice. On the top, you've got a power button, volume down, volume up. Left side, you got nothing. Right side, you got nothing. Underside, you've got your microSD card slot. You've got your USB-C for charging, as well as your 3.5mm jack. This USB-C port, I've been informed, can do video out. Russ from Retro Game Core did some testing and found that he was able to actually plug this into like a Switch dock and it worked just fine. One thing about here, and I know it because others have it, there's a 256 gig microSD card in here. It's very unbranded. I don't know if you're gonna get one of these too, but all I know is that it's gonna have all your ROMs. Now, just like a lot of Anbernic products, it's going to come preloaded with all of the emulators you could ask for. It is, where is it? It does have both the Play Store and Aptoid. I apologize for the flickering that you're going to see across the screen. That's the PWM, and that's just going to create the flickering that goes across. It's kind of annoying that this is going to be visible like the entire time I'm looking at the screen. Unfortunately, that's just going to be how it is. One thing I do want to note, the RGB on these sticks is like 10 times better than like last year's 556, where on the transparent blue it was like just bleeding out everywhere. Let's get into a game here real quick. If you haven't taken a chance to play Dadish on the App Store, now's the time to recommend it to you. Honestly, the speakers aren't too bad. D-pad feels fine. It's a bit It's not my favorite D-pad that they've put out. I'd have preferred either like the one that was on the RG406 or maybe like the RG40XX also had a really good D-pad as well. Honestly, a lot of it's fine. It's not going to be my favorite thing. I think this is the type of D-pad that'll get the job done, but Anbernic is kind of following the lines of this is something you want to use the stick first with. Speaking of the stick first thing, one of the things with higher end emulation is that it does a lot better on GPU drivers that we've worked with, especially Qualcomm, where you could use, your turnip drivers. You could use, generally even the stock drivers are going to do a lot better. It's going to brute force through a lot of games, but on your higher end, you might find that you're having compatibility issues that you might not have had yet. Most of that just kind of comes down to the fact we haven't seen this chip before. Anbernic is releasing it on April 24th. You're looking at $235 for the first 72 hours, and then afterwards it's going to go up to $250. My issue comes from the fact that right now, if you're in the United States, you know what's going on. Anbernic is not currently shipping to the United States to begin with. So for a lot of us here, it's basically a dead on arrival handheld. There's a lot of unknowns with it. What about the driver? How are those sticks going to last over time? Is it going to be worth the $250 when you consider used Odin 2s are going for around this price? You may not be someone who wants to buy used, but a new Odin 2 is only going to be $50 more. I say that, but we also don't know if AYN is going to stop shipping to the United States as well right now. I don't want to be grim about this kind of thing with the issues that we currently have shipping wise and with a lot of the unknowns of this chip that we're going to be seeing. Right now, I don't know if the 557 is going to be kind of worth it to the Western audience. It feels like, honestly, the ergonomics feel nice. I like the grip. I don't really mind the plastic, although you can kind of see it's a little bit smudgy already. But it's not going to be a device that many people are going to buy. Once you pass that $200 mark, everyone's going to be just buy an Odin, or do you really need this at that price when other things can do 90% of it for less? This more so feels like we found ourselves in another Anbernic Win 600 area of they might have priced themselves out of being worth it to people. If this handheld was $200, it would be way more worth recommending. And I say that purely because the RP5, RP Flip 2, those are in that $200 to $230 range. Speaking purely off of what they're selling for off the retailer's website right now, they're similar in price. But the Snapdragon 865 is such a known quantity that people will get a lot more mileage out of that as a handheld. Is this going to be a bad device? No. Does it have more concessions than it should for a $250 device? I think so. This is one where I'd recommend, if you know this is what you want, you're willing to deal with the small sticks right now, you're willing to kind of deal with the glossy face buttons and the really clicky shoulders, and you know what to expect, you know what you're going to pay, you know what you're getting, you could find joy in this handheld. But if you're just someone who's looking for your first handheld when you can actually get it to you, you're looking for a gift to someone that you know is just going to work for them, this might not be the one that you should look at right now. I'm not the most positive on this Anbernic specifically. They've done a lot of good things in the past. I just think they probably could have done a little bit more than just re-release the 556 with better specs, but almost worse sticks. It doesn't feel like a fully fleshed out release, and they're charging fully fleshed out release prices for it. It's a big glossy slab of, I'm gonna say it, mediocrity. For everyone who liked the 556, I'm sure you might like this too if you can deal with the sticks. Everyone else, you can spend a little bit more, get a little bit more, spend a little bit less, get pretty close. As always, be sure to follow the Retro Handhelds website or YouTube channel, as I'm sure there's going to be more content out on the 557. Go to the website, retrohandhelds.gg. There's already first impressions out on the website. Anyways, that's really all I've got to say today. This has been Ban with Ban's Hands, and on account of Retro Handhelds, for better or for worse. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Unboxed, the games come alive.